It looks as though I might have to stop calling Jenelle Evans the disgraced former Teen Mom star because, according to the Ashley's Reality Roundup, she currently is set to return to the Teen Mom Next Chapter franchise. It's not yet confirmed that she will be returning in a full-time capacity, but according to Ashley's sources, Janelle is definitely returning in some capacity, and the girls are mad about it. They're not exactly surprised because it kind of seemed like a no-brainer after Janelle ultimately decided to legitimately split from her disgraced husband, who's also unemployed, David Eason. With a source saying in a quote, "Some of the girls probably saw it coming though. They knew when Janelle dumped David that MTV would come calling, but I think most of them assumed Janelle would be put on Teen Mom Family Reunion and not Next Chapter. To have her go right to Next Chapter is kind of a slap in the face to some of the other girls. Listen, girls, you guys are boring, and that's why your ratings are currently in the gutter." When Janelle was on the show, she was never on Next Chapter, but when she was on Teen Mom 2, the ratings were through the roof because she is a very, very interesting person. She's one of those once in a lifetime. How the hell does someone's life turn out like this? How the hell does someone think and act like this, sort of a thing? Like, she's a very fascinating person. So it makes sense for her to go straight to Next Chapter in order to save that floundering show. And I believe that if the main show from Teen Mom Next Chapter increases in the ratings, it'll only be helpful for Family Reunion as well, and the rest of the franchise, meaning the other girls who are currently upset about the return of Janelle. And I know a lot of you guys are wondering if the return of Janelle will mean the return of her fabulous mother, Barbara. Well, according to the Ashley sources, Barbara hasn't filmed anything yet, but she and Janelle apparently are mending their relationship behind the scenes, though I kind of wonder how accurate that particular point is, because in an Ask Me Anything that Janelle recently did, she said that she still is no contact with her mother, Barbara, and that she doesn't trust Barbara nor Jace. And I think that if that is the case, it's going to be difficult to justify bringing Barbara back because Barbara no longer has custody of Jace, right? Janelle's firstborn child, who Barbara raised practically his entire life up until last year. So if Janelle doesn't have the whole, I need to speak to Barbara in order to have access to Jace storyline, then unfortunately there wouldn't be any need for Barbara. And I don't see Janelle mending her relationship with Barbara just for the show, because it appears as though the show wants Janelle without Barbara, and Janelle has it out for Barbara. She feels like Barbara sold her out and like ruined her life and everything like that. So I personally do not see that. Not that I'm saying that the source is lying or whatever, but I just personally don't see it yet, though that might change. So the source did say, and I quote, "Janelle and Barbara are back on speaking terms. Whether or not that will translate into Barbara coming back to filming is unknown right now." So that's about as far as the article goes in regards to Janelle's return to Teen Mom Next Chapter. And listen, I think it makes complete sense. Again, she's the most interesting out of the bunch. She's got a good relationship with Brianna DeJesus. In fact, she was photographed with Brianna in Miami, though I'm not sure how recent those photographs are because Janelle's hair in those photos is black. But her hair, as we all saw through TikTok, has been dyed honey brown for quite a little while now, a couple of weeks now, as she works her way back to blonde. So perhaps these photos are months old and page 6 was sitting on them until Janelle started like negotiating her way back onto Next Chapter, or I don't know, right? I don't know. But one thing's for sure is that her hair was brown before those photos were released, and freshly brown. So they're not that recent. I do want to ask you guys how you feel about the idea of Janelle returning to the show. I know that a big reason why she was fired was because a lot of people wrote in, and a big reason why she's not really all that successful as an influencer post-show and she had to turn to OnlyFans is because a lot of viewers do not want her to work with advertisers or anything like that. They feel like she's a very terrible person, and outside of David, she too has had a history of neglectful behavior, which is totally understandable. But at the same time, like, there's so many terrible people on reality TV, and sometimes that's what makes for good TV, like just problematic, dramatic people. It's no coincidence that the ratings in the show like tanked and crapped out after she left. A lot of you complain about the show being boring, yet here's somebody who can make the show interesting, and I think some of you are still going to complain anyway. So it's kind of like, well, what do you want at the end of the day? I want mess, I want drama, I want scandal. And so I personally am excited to see Janelle come back on the show, right? And I know that, like, for example, when she was doing her YouTube documentary series about leaving David, like that really got a lot of views and everything like that. So like there is an interest there for sure. And I think that like her videos are typically my most commented. I think she's the most commented about Teen Mom Star on social media as well. So, I find it a little hypocritical the way people claim to like dislike her and not want to see her be famous, this, that, or the other. Yet, like the way that people speak about her more than anybody else from the show says otherwise. So let's see, guys. Let's wait and see what she brings to the show. I'm excited. I think this is a very big moment in her life. She's left David, and right now, David currently has a couple of cases going. She and he are in a couple of legal battles simultaneously. So first of all, she has filed for an order of protection for herself and her children against David. So that's something interesting she can discuss without him around. He's also facing felony child ABUSC charges for allegedly strangling Barbara's son, Jace, as well. They're fighting over her wanting to evict him from the boat. He's got a new girlfriend and she's super jealous about it. Well, he's got an online girlfriend and she's super jealous about it. There really is a lot of material there to keep us fed for the rest of the year. So please don't let me starve, y'all. Let me know what you think about this. Don't forget, you can watch Teen Mom Next Chapter, Teen Mom Family Reunion, all MTV shows, in addition to TLC shows, WeTV, OWN Network, Lifetime, you name it. There are over 70 channels on Philo, and I've got an affiliate link to help you get signed up. You can either go straight for the membership or you can test it out with a 7-day free trial at the link in my description box. In the meantime, let me know how you feel about this Janelle news, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.